Good morning, children. So, in the last chapter, in the last period, we have started to discuss about the chapter number one of civics, that is understanding diversity. So, in this chapter, we have seen that how the diversity enriches our life, how the diversity makes our life interesting. All these things we have seen. We have also tried to understand this how the diversity exists in our life. That also we have seen with the help of these three pictures. These three pictures have been drawn by the three different children of the same age of as yours. So, as you can see here, as these all three pictures are not similar, in the same way, all the things are not same in our life. Like some, if you will see in your class in around, so you will find that nobody looks like you. Nobody is there in the classroom who is exactly like you. Mean somebody is fair, some of you will be of a dark complexion, somebody will be wearing the different kind of clothes, somebody will be speaking the different kind of languages in their class, in their home. So in this way, we are all different from each other, and this diversity enriches our life. And this kind of diversities also exist in our country also. So to understand the diversity of our country or the variousness of our country, we have yesterday understood one story of Samir Ek and Samir Do. Now I'm going to explain this topic in a different way. Means the Samir Ek and Samir Do's story we are going to understand or we are going to analyze in the light of the diversity of our country. Let's try to understand. See, here some questions are given. Name three in which Samir Ek and Samir Do were different from each other. Samir Ek and Samir Do were different from each other. Name these three things. Can you name these three things? Or did these differences prevent them from becoming friends? So let's try to understand both these questions. See, here the explanation is while Samir Ek is more familiar with English, Samir Do speaks Hindi, although both are more at home in different languages, they still communicated with each other. They made the efforts to do so because this was what was important to them. See, they were speaking the different languages. One was speaking English at their home and another one was speaking Hindi. Their languages were different, but even then they tried to communicate with each other. They made efforts to do so because this was what important for them. What was important for them? Making friendship or talking with each other or communicating with each other was much important. They didn't think like that he speaks Hindi and I'm speaking English, that's why we should not talk with each other. They made the efforts to talk with each other and they talked and they made the friendship. Another difference that we are going to see is Samir Ek and Samir Do also come from different religious background. While Samir Ek is Hindu and Samir Do is Muslim, different religious and cultural backgrounds such as um, are such as these are an aspect of diversity. So we have seen that Samir Ek and Samir Do both are belonging to the different religions. Samir Ek was Hindu and in the Samir Do was Muslim. Their religious backgrounds were different and their religious as well as the cultural backgrounds were different. But even then they made the friendship. Even then they became the friends. So uh, Samir Ek and Samir Do became the friend instead of their different religious backgrounds and cultural background. So these religious and cultural backgrounds are the part of the aspect of diversity. See, in our country, many religions are there. Means in world almost more than eight major religions are there. Means eight major religions are there, and all of them are practiced in our one country. All of those religions are practiced in our one country, but even then we are having the friendship with each other. Even then we are talking with each other. Even then we have made good relations with each other. So this diversity is a very important aspect of our life. The very important aspect of the country's uh, varied culture, we can say. And in this way, here, as you can see, you probably like reading another part of the chapter we are going to see. You probably like reading and hearing stories of adventures about different animals, people, and even ghosts. Perhaps you even enjoy making stories yourself. Many young feel happy when they read a good story because it gives them lots of ideas to make up more stories. People who write stories get their ideas from all sorts of different places, from books and real life, and from their imagination. Here it is explained that many of us like to hear the stories of adventures, about the stories about the animals, as well as stories about the people, and even about the ghosts. You know very well that many of you read the Goosebumps, even the horror stories. So perhaps you even enjoy making the stories also sometimes. Many of you would have making the stories also. You would have sometimes tried to make the stories also. So many of young people feel happy when they read a good story because it gives them lots of ideas to make up more stories. See, many of the people like to read the stories, different kind of stories. Why? Because these stories give them ideas, different kind of ideas to make their own stories. People who write stories get their ideas from all sorts of different places, from books, from real life, and from their imagination also. The we can say the stories are written by the people. So now let's have a look on the different part of this chapter. What it says: some may have lived in forests close to animals and chosen to write their fights and friendship. Others of their others read real accounts of kings and queens and wrote stories about love and honor. Some dipped into their own childhood memories of school and friends and wrote stories of adventures. Imagine, so here it is explained that how the people write different kind of stories. They, some of them are deep into their childhood memories, some of them live into the forest close to the animals, and they do what they write about their fights and friendships. Even some of the people read real accounts of kings and queens and wrote stories about the love and honor. These kind of stories are written and read by the people. Now, one thing you imagine if all the storytellers and writers, what? All the storytellers and writers, all the storytellers and writers that you have read and read so far were forced to live in place where all people were the same two colors, same two colors, red and white, ate the same food, maybe potatoes only, took care of the same animal, same two animals, for example, deer and the cat, and entertained themselves, played snakes and ladder, what kind of stories do you think they would write? So here it is said that, for example, if the people are living in such area where they are eating only two type of animal, they are eating only two type or same kind of food, or they are having the same kind of, they are living in the same kind of places. They are playing the same kind of games like snakes and ladder. So what do you think? What kind of stories they will make or they will write? Obviously, their stories would not be different. Their stories somehow will be the same because in their life they are experiencing the same things. There would not be any kind of diversity or variousness in their stories, isn't it? So, therefore, to make our life enriched, to make our life interesting, to make our life, uh, we can say, some more interesting, the diversity is very important thing. If the diversity will be there, automatically the life will be diverse, the things happening with the people will be diverse, and automatically the we can say the life of the people will be different, and obviously these all the diversities will enrich our life or fulfill our life with interesting differentness. Now imagine one box is given here that we'll discuss. Imagine that you are a writer or an artist who lives in the place described above. तो यहाँ बोला गया है कि आप ऐसी जगह रहते हो कि जहाँ पर ये सारी चीजें हैं जो हमने ऊपर पढ़ी. All these things are there, or all these kind of similar things are there, uh, where all similar things are there. Same animals, same games and sports, plays, same kind of clothes they are wearing. There are only two colors, red and white. Either now you tell, either write a story or draw a picture of your life here. Not, because your life is full of differentness, full of colors, full of different languages, and full of different people. Do you think you would enjoy living in such place where all the same kind of things are there? Obviously not. You will not feel like to live in such place where only two colors are there, only few animals are there, same kind of, only snakes and ladders is there to play, isn't it? You will, you would like to live in such area where full of diversity is there. So now list out five different things that you would miss most if you lived here. So now you have to list out five things. If you will live in such area where all these things are similar, and what you will miss there in such place if you will go to live in such place. What kind of things you will miss here when you will go to live in such kind of place where no more colors are there, no more friends are there, no more different languages are there, or no more diversity is there in the life. Even the sports and games are also the same, two games only. So here we have done the explanation of today, and tomorrow we are going to start diversity in India. Now in this point we are going to understand the basic diversities found in our country. You know very well, in our one single country more than 8 major religions are practiced. In our one country more than 1600 languages and dialects are spoken. So all these things, diversities and all, we are going to discuss in our coming period. Thank you very much.